Alright, welcome to the Slowpoke. Well, got another new card reveal today. Many thanks to Rappelman TCG. Again, link in the description. So, new stadium card, Laboratory. Looking kind of interesting. I was like, oh, okay, what's Laboratory going to do? So, let's have a little gander. Boom! Laboratory is a stadium card. Once to join each player's turn, that player may search their deck for 2 Pokemon that evolve from the unidentified fossil, pop them straight on the bench. Then shuffle their deck. That player turns end. So when I first read it, I was just woke up. I didn't see that player turn ends. I was like, yo, this is absolutely incredible. Like, what? Like, that would be such a crazy buff. It'd be unreal. But then obviously your turn does end. So it's mostly like a early game sort of thing. Because like, obviously you can't evolve. Obviously, one thing to note here, I should say as well. It only grabs a Pokemon that evolves straight from the fossil. So you can't grab the stage 2s. As crazy as that would be, it has to be the stage 1s. Or an Aerodactyl, we'll get onto it later. So you can't grab the straight stage 2s. So if you get this turn 1, you're sort of cheating the stage 1 into play anyway. That you wouldn't be able to do. And you wouldn't be able to evolve it anyway. So turn 1, if you find this is nuts, okay? Maybe get like 1 fossil down and then 2 Omanytes. You're like, boom. So, good card, but without looking at the fossils that we have in standard right now, we can't really establish how good it really is. So let's have a little gander. Boom, first. Oh, no. Whoops. First one. There we go. So this is obviously the first one that comes to most people's mind, reading some comments. First one that came to my mind also, because this Aerodactyl does evolve straight from the fossil. So you can just ping out 2 of these turn 1, happy days. Obviously, Fossil Fangs is a ridiculous attack for 3 energy, 90 plus 90 if you've got no EX or GX in play. So this is already getting some sort of buffs here with the triple acceleration energy, because obviously Aerodactyl is a target. So maybe, I don't know if it's good enough to put it over the edge, but it does help your consistency a whole lot, right? Just being able to go ping ping, there you go. Because it's a scary Pokemon, 130 HP, effectively a basic now. That can deal 180. Turn 2, because if you go first, turn 2 Aerodactyls, alright? Next turn, attach triple acceleration energy, and you ain't got no reaction GX, that's 180, buff. So, obviously these Aerodactyl straight decks like to enshrine, but I reckon this is good enough to warrant your stadium slot in that deck. So, Aerodactyl this is a direct Aerodactyl buff, that's for sure. Treating this Aerodactyl like a basic is nuts. So, yeah. And it isn't like Aerodactyl's the most inconsistent fossil in there, right? It's a stage 1. So if you just ping out too early, put down some fossils that turn as well if you can, then once the Aerodactyls start coming down, you can just start streaming them. So yeah, that seems quite good in all honesty. So it helps that. Let's see what else have we got here then. Boom. Okay, so the next one I came to mind was Omastar. Now, granted, this is a stage 2. So you can't just ping the Omastar straight out. You have to go Omanyte. So remember, we're pinging out 2 Omanytes here. But even on face value, Omastar again is a crazy powerful fossil. Seen a little bit of play with the Gengar Mimikyu sort of straight decks. Obviously, when it's in play, if you've got less Pokemon in play than your opponent, is it fewer Pokemon? Oh, yeah, it's just making sure to say bench. As long as you have fewer Pokemon in play than your opponent, they can't play any items from their hands. That is quite strong, to be fair. You know, you think about all the items like treasures, Ultra Ball, Electro Powers, all that stuff. Just clunk up their hand straight away, right? So again, if you can get out a more consistent Omastar, if you can sort of play that deck without the rare candies, that Gengar Mimikyu deck maybe, sort of just play a super. Oh, it plays a lot of draw anyway, right? But just play a lot of Aggro Bikes, Judge Whistle. As long as you lead your Gengar, have an energy attachment, and you turbo to get out a Omanyte. The next one, all you have to do then is just put down your Omastar, attach energy, and away you go, right? Take out the rare candy slots, make them other things, maybe make it a bit more disruption, maybe make it more energy, I don't know. But I don't think that deck, I think it plays like a couple of the Moon, which is nice because that deck just struggled with retreating or switching. But now, if you just take out those rare candies, maybe you can play 2 of these stadiums and then 2 switch, which you can sort of motor through anyway and fine. So Omastar is actually really good for Omastar also. So let's have a look. What else have we got here? There we go. So again, the computer ops. Now, in the same set. These are all from Team Up, I believe. So Team Up was really pushing for some good fossils. Kaboot Ops, as long as it's in the active, your opponent can't play any supporters from their hand. So again, that's a strong effect, really. Granted, it has to be in the active, so 140 HP stage 2 is not the greatest. The attack for a fighting DC 80 damage and 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon bench isn't the greatest either. But again, if you can just ping out to Kabuto, again, it might make it a little bit better. On the Support Lock, I'm unsure if Support Lock's better than Item Lock. I don't know, especially stuff like the Dene now. You can just sort of like, okay, I can't play my Cynthia, let me just Ultra Ball the Dene and just carry on anyway, right? So I feel Omastar might be better in this scenario, but you never know. This might even be able to birth the sort of double fossil deck between the two of them, right? If you can just turn one, get your fossil, get your laboratory, search out Omanyte for the bench, and then, well, outside the bench, you couldn't really put it straight in the active. But if you could just turn one, search out Omanyte and Kabuto, that's strong. Next turn, promote Kaboot Ops, evolve Omastar. That's not bad. No supporters, no items. Now we're talking. Now we're really like locking stuff up. All they can do is attach energy and evolve Pokemon that have to be from hand. That seems okay. That seems okay. A bit clunky still, but again, without Laboratory, that deck wouldn't be possible. Like straight up, right? I mean, I guess, you know, your TCG, you might get it off 1 in 100. But now, realistically, this Laboratory does make it like actually maybe possible to pull off. Maybe not consistently, but you know. Alright, now this is one also I saw no one talk about. But again, good Pokemon. I feel as if this would have been so good if Laboratory was out in like a few sets ago. Rampardos, 150 HP stage 2. So again, we're pinging out the Cranidos to evolve this guy up. Rampardos for 1 energy to 60 plus 60 if your opponent is an evolved Pokemon. So what I read that as is 1 to kill a Zoroark. So 120 is not Bio Dance, is 140. So that's knocking out your Dugons, knocking out your Persians, knocking out Zoroarks. What are we doing? If we did 60 plus 20 for Dances, 80 with a choice band's 110. So you are, no, you're not. I was about to say you're one-shotted Pikarom, but you're not. You're on 220. So unfortunately, Clean Hit would have been better a couple formats ago when Zoroark was like absolutely ruling the format. I'm just trying to find that'll do. When it's ruling the format. So again, it's got another attack though, Wild Crash. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic, it's knocked out. So that is just a straight up. Though, if you want to talk about knocking out tag teams, I have some of this Charizard. But it's for free fighting, so you have to rely on like counter energy. And you know what? To be fair, if you're knocking out tag teams with that, like if you've got Clean Hit for all the Zoroarks and stuff, okay, and you got Wild Crash to knock out your other tag teams, and it's just like, well, I could be okay. I mean, you can afford to fall behind on prizes if you can just go, bang, take 3 in one turn, right? So, I don't know. I think there's, again, I'm not 100% sure, but Rampardos is another target, and it is a strong Pokemon in its own right. Like, 1 for 120 against Evos is strong, and then 3 for a straight-up KO. While it's costly, it is a straight-up KO when there are basics in the format that give up 3 prizes, so you can't really overlook that. Okay, and the last one that we have in format is Bastiodon. Now, this is, I think, in my opinion, the weakest out of all of these here. Again, it would have been quite good a few formats ago when Zoroark was sort of ruling the roost. I feel as if these two, Rampardos and Bastiodon, were sort of made with Zoroark in mind. But Bastiodon, stage 2, so we're pinging out the Shieldons. Earth and Shield prevent all damage done to your metal Pokemon by attacks of your opponent's Pokemon that has special energy. Now, at the minute, special energy is not really too sort of prevalent. I mean, you got your stuff like Beast Energy, I guess. Zapdos Beast is playing Rainbows, but again, and Zoroark was playing DC and Triple Acceleration. But I feel as if like if you look at the top decks, Pikarom, all basic for the most part. Well, no, all basic. Charizard, all basic. Mali, all basic. I don't know, Mali's not top deck anymore, but and then, yeah, even looking at fringe stuff, Gramble, all basic again. Gyarados, all basic. What else we got? Weezing. Okay. So you actually, like, okay, so you demolish Weezing. But then, if you're playing a stage 2 to demolish Weezing, how effective is that really going to be? Because, you know, if you don't evolve your stuff up, then, you know. But again, you are evolving your stuff up because you've got the stadium. So you can just ping up Bastion straight away. But then again, you know, you have to be playing metal Pokemon. What other good metal Pokemon are there? I can't really think of that many. So, yeah, Bastion, I'm not the greatest. But yeah, if you wanted a super hard counter to Weezing, then there you go. But anyway, thanks guys for listening to that lab talk. It went on a little bit long, but there's a lot to go through there. Check me out at the socials. If you enjoyed the video, please leave us a like. Helps us out a little bit here. Hit me up on the socials. Stick around, got deck profiles. Podcast just went up. What else we got? I only really review the good cards that come out, at least the interesting ones. So they'll be in a playlist. Go check all that stuff out. Deck profiles, like I said. Bristol vlog isn't being made. Edited up now as we speak. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.